In the west, a tattered monument stands atop a ruined hillside amidst the rocky cliffs and sandy winds of the wasteland. This monument, a testament to the strength of survivors, looms over the ruins. The road below, a vital junction connecting east and west through the scorching heat of the desert. A memory, bearing a promise from its forebears. In the year 2271, a faction of desert-dwelling survivalists signed a unification treaty with the new California Republic. A treaty, if upheld, would ensure the safety and protection of the Mojave Wasteland from the ever-growing threat of Caesar's mighty legion. In return, the faction would be absorbed into the NCR, their skills repurposed, merged in with the NCR's elite. Their iconic armor, now a symbol for strength, courage, and unity to those under the flag of the Bear. This is the tale of the Desert Rangers of Nevada. Now, dear legionaries, welcome to the Wasteland. In the year 2077, the world's largest superpowers engaged in a contest of ego, and in the span of 2 hours, civilization as we know it was reset to zero. Amidst the aftermath, communities of survivors began to spring up across the wastes, and while many died and many thrived, none were more suited to this new world than the Desert Rangers. Originating out of the ruins of Nevada, the Desert Rangers are a paramilitary group of vigilantes whose sole purpose for existing is to protect communities who can't protect themselves, as well as to share their survival knowledge to help these communities thrive. This group of survivalists made it their personal crusade to create a better wasteland, day by day, little by little. The moniker, the mission, the training, all inspired by the mission of the pre-war Texas Rangers. To uphold their namesake, they prioritize the acquisition and development of their combat and survival prowess. To this end, the Desert Rangers forged themselves into a deadly and efficient organization. Through the years, the Desert Rangers sculpted their vision of a safer wasteland, protecting communities of the innocent and the struggling from the menacing harassment of raiders, mutated creatures, and violent tribals. In one such community, in the Badlands of Nevada, a little boy by the name of Tycho was brought into this twisted, mutated world. Tycho grew up in a survivalist community under the tutelage of his grandfather, an old Texas Ranger since before the Great War. From an early age, Tycho learned 2 generations worth of survival knowledge, from locating safe water sources to identifying radioactive hotspots and navigating the harsh environments of post-apocalyptic cities and wastelands. In his training, he was also instructed in a myriad of combat-related disciplines, becoming equally skilled in firearms as he was in melee weaponry and hand-to-hand combat. The Desert Rangers soon took notice and accepted Tycho into their ranks, where he would use his advanced skill set to help settlements in any way he could, like the Texas Rangers of old. At the time, the Desert Rangers were operating exclusively in Nevada. As their organization grew in the decades following the Great War, Rangers with exceptional skill and experience would be chosen to act as long-distance scouts for the organization. One such Ranger was Tycho, whose exceptional skills had only progressed with experience. As a scout, Tycho gained a love for exploration, eventually broadening his scope to surrounding states. It's said that he was the first Ranger in Arizona, and walked far enough east that he witnessed the Great Gulf at the heart of Texas. On the road west, he walked beyond his home into the land of California, where he was instrumental in stopping the mutant threat at the Great Boneyard. Tycho was exceptional in character and skill for his time, and set the bar to which all future Desert Rangers would strive to meet. In the centuries since the bombs fell, the Rangers have expanded from Nevada to Utah and Arizona, their swift methods of justice reaching even the darkest corners of the wasteland. But every force has its equal, its opposite, and soon the Desert Rangers would meet their match. In the eastern wastes of Arizona, the Desert Rangers encountered an overwhelmingly powerful force, brutal in their tactics and merciless on the battlefield. The Rangers pushed to engage them, hoping to keep this monster at bay and away from their communities, but the effort was futile, and the bull fell on them like a hammer. Despite the Rangers' superior training and equipment, they lacked the numbers for a long and drawn-out war with such a massive and formidable foe. Battle after battle, their numbers dwindled, and the gap between the two powers grew too large to continue. Defeated, the Desert Rangers pulled out of Arizona, surrendering their territory to the Legion. The road back to Nevada was long and filled with heartache. With each step they put behind them, the reality of their situation grew ever more present. A monster lives on the other side of that river, and sooner or later, that monster will set their gaze west, bringing fire upon their homes and their families. But all was not lost yet, for even further west was a beacon of hope, an old ally, the new California Republic. Soon after their defeat in Arizona, the Desert Rangers would meet with the NCR and plead for help in protecting the Nevada wastes from the onslaught of Caesar's Legion. The NCR would accept these terms, under the condition that the Desert Rangers of Nevada be absorbed into the new California Republic Rangers. The Desert Rangers agreed, and once the terms were accepted, the Ranger Unification Treaty was signed, and a monument to their unity was erected in honor of the occasion. In the following years, the NCR would meet Caesar's Legion in a head-to-head battle atop Hoover Dam, repelling them from Nevada for the time being. The Desert Rangers, having been completely absorbed by the NCR, would cease to exist, leaving behind only remnants of a legacy. But rumor has it that Desert Rangers still exist out there amidst the sandstorms of the wastes, helping better humanity, if only by a little bit. One day at a time. Thank you so much for watching. I had a lot of fun putting together this quick lore video for you. It's a bummer how underutilized the Desert Rangers were in the story of Fallout New Vegas, especially given how long they would have been operating in the area. One would expect to at least find some remnants of their legacy. Perhaps if a future game is ever set in this half of the country, we can get a little more insight into the legacy of the Desert Rangers. But until then, the Mojave provides no shortage of mysteries to uncover. If you haven't already, please consider liking the video, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. And until we meet next, Wale Amicus.